Proverbs 30:33 says, "For as the churning of milk produces butter, and as punching the nose produces blood, so stirring up anger produces strife." One of the things I want to draw your attention to today is that peace is war. You need to fight for peace. You need to really, really work hard at peace. What this verse is telling us is that for you to get strife, you need to work for it. And it's saying stirring up anger. The things you do that stirs up anger in somebody else means you are producing strife. But some people will say, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I can say what I want. I can do what I want. No, that's the wrong attitude. You shouldn't say I don't care. You shouldn't say I can do what I want. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't walk towards anger. You shouldn't walk towards sharing other people's anger up. You shouldn't be confrontational. You shouldn't say I can say anything I like. You shouldn't say I can talk with any tone I want to talk with. No. You can modify your tone. Sometimes the message is not even in what is said, it is in the tone with which it is said. Look at this verse. It said, "For as the churning of milk produces butter, and as punching the nose produces blood." That means there's a cause and effect. So control your action. Control your effort. Control what you are doing so that it doesn't generate that thing that you're complaining about. Don't do the thing that is going to lead to it. And you're now wondering, why is there blood? But you just punched the nose. You just punched the nose. Why are you now wondering why there's blood? You did things that stirred up anger. You threw away caution. You thought to yourself, I can do anything I like. And you continually, consistently, persistently, on and on, you just continue to stir up anger. And there's strife. Down there, we have a problem. We're now wondering, why is there strife? You have worked for it. Why would you want to work for something that you don't want to reap? And God is not mocked. Whatever you sow, you will reap. Whatever you sow, you need to sow peace. You need to sow. There has to be some effort to create peace. There has to be some effort on your part to create peace. Just as there's some effort to create strife, you have to stir up anger. You have to move in the direction that stir up anger in that person. Then you have strife that's created. And then we're now wondering why there is strife. We're wondering why there's a breakdown in the relationship when you actively and consistently worked towards generating anger. And you do it again today, and you're going to do it tomorrow, and you say, I can't help myself except to generate anger and generate strife. And then you have generated the anger, you have generated the strife. That's what people call gaslighting. You walk towards something, then you will now achieve that thing, then you're not complaining about that thing you have achieved. You walk towards stirring up anger, and now there is strife. You are now complaining that there is strife. When you've sown the seed, you have not walked at peace. You have not walked at cooperation. You have not walked at collaboration, helping the other person and seeing the other person as valuable as yourself. You have walked at as throwing accusation, and throwing accusation like the accuser of the brethren. You have walked out at that. That's what you have done. You have walked out as saying, I can say anything I like. Then when you now, there has to be results. You have to work hard at peace. Or that's why I say peace is war. You have to really, really work hard in the direction of peace. This is the reason why all this is important, because the default is war. The default of humanity is rancor. The first chapter of Genesis was filled with, starting with Cain and Abel, was filled with rancor. That shows me that is the default of man, is rancor. And before long, the whole earth was filled with violence, and God had to wipe out the earth within a flood. I'm saying that the default is disorder and rancor. that means we have to really work hard at order and peace and getting along. It needs a lot of hard work. So by following your instinct and just doing anything you like, I feel like it, and you do it, the end result is what we find out in Genesis before God wiped out the earth. God bless you. See you later.